Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Arslan Abbasi from Aventine Lab. And today I want to talk about the top 10 client onboarding tools for law firms. We've done extensive research in the market for the past 2 years, have demoed with every platform there is to demo within particularly the legal segmentation. And I believe I have a good understanding of the legal workflows after mapping out 500 law firms across the past 5 to 10 years, mapping out their compliance workflows, understanding what tools they're using, where their pain points are, and which tools are addressing those pain points best. And that's based on conversations with compliance managers, MLROs, partners of law firms, and the rec techs that I'm going to be talking about. So in no particular order, if you want to know the exact order of things and fit scores and the strengths and weaknesses, got to download our reports. But in no particular order, I'm just going to start naming tools and saying what I like about them and what I don't like about them or where they could improve. And yeah, so let's start with a startup out of Australia called Persona. Kind of recently got introduced to this tool last year, and I really like the founders. I think they're really cool guys. They're bringing innovation from outside legal into the legal space and into this market that we call AML compliance. What they're doing that I particularly like is their housing compliance and policy management within a client onboarding platform that has everything from your KYC, KYB, and screening. And what do we mean by that? Just to preface, KYC, we're talking about identity and verification, so the biometric journey, the EIDV, electronically verifying someone's ID, as well as proving that they're a real person through fraud detection and document verification. And with screening, we're talking about PEP, sanctions, adverse media. And with KYB, we're talking about UBO mapping, credit scores, and verifying that this is a legitimate business within company's house or within the Australian database or wherever else. Now, Persona is young as a startup, so they're maturing and their product is getting better, but I do think you should check them out because it does have the policy management side as well. So you can create a policy there within their platform and make sure that your onboarding is actually following the policies that you set out. Next, we have Apply ID, pretty well known in the market for the past few years. They're based out in New Zealand, predominantly known for their KYC journey, but I've been speaking to them and they've been developing a risk assessment, a KYB, basically a full suite client onboarding platform. And these guys should be looked at because they are compliance experts. They've been in the market for a very long time and they both offered managed service compliance, so you could offshoot all your onboarding needs to them, as well as they had a very kind of, as they would describe, premium KYC journey. Bit costly on the KYC side of things, but I think it's worth looking at. I do think they're kind of again experts in compliance, so I like what they're building as well. Then we have a tool out of Cyprus, and that is Zygos. Zygos is a practice management solution with a full client onboarding suite. So you're able to send questionnaires to your clients, collect those essential details, send a KYC journey, run a screening on the case management side of things. And they have access to open corporates, but I think they're maturing their KYB a little bit further, where you can actually get more insight onto the businesses that you're onboarding and unwrap their entity structure, get shareholding information, and so on. But Zygos, very customizable, slick product. They recently redesigned the entire platform, and I think you should check out the new platform. It's excellent, in my opinion. Then we have Red Flag Alert. Red Flag Alert is one of UK's first digital credit bureau agencies. It has a whole host of business verification data, from growth scores to insolvency data, screening on businesses, and unwrapping their UBO structures. It's predominantly focused on the UK, but it also does have a KYC and screening, and it is an end-to-end due diligence platform, so you can get a lot of checks done on and get a lot of typology of data from them. They are developing a full suite onboarding platform where it automates the entire journey. So I do think it's worth checking out Red Flag Alert as well. And some predominant UK law firms such as Kennedy's have been using them and seeing real automation and improvement in their onboarding. Huge reduction of time taken to onboard a client. Then you have Detected. When I first saw Detected, I was shocked. I couldn't believe how slick it looked. It has every KYB provider aggregated into one platform. So you got Asia Verify, you got Kicker, you got Open Corporates, you got Dun & Bradstreet, you got Orbis. They're using GBG for their KYC journey. And they have a screening, risk scoring, and risk assessments as well. So really, really good platform. And if you're onboarding businesses, or if you're 60% of your intake is businesses, then I think Detected should be looked at. After Detected, we have Amicus. Amicus has been dominating Scotland for the past however many years. Now they're looking at England and Wales and gaining traction there as well. But yeah, Amicus makes onboarding really easy. It's a full suite onboarding platform. It has KYC, it has its own screening, risk assessment, and KYB modules. UK focused for now on the KYB side of things, but they're looking to mature that up as well. On top of what they also offer is staff screening, which law firms need as well. So yeah, really easy to use platform. Really good customer base in Scotland and in England, particularly for law firms. And it's building a digital wallet as well. So they're looking to future guard their platform and be future thinking on that front. And then you have VinciWorks, which is a compliance management platform as well as a client onboarding solution. So it houses all your compliance policies like ESG, GDPR, firm-wide compliance, firm-wide policies, but it also has full suite onboarding with plugins to Credus, Thirdfort, with plugins to screening providers and KYB providers. And it also has risk assessment at a case level for every case that you onboard. So really good platform used by some really prestigious top 100 firms, US firms in UK. So yeah, worth checking out. And they're compliance experts as well. So what's better than using a platform built by people who actually train law firms on compliance? And then you have Thirdfort. Thirdfort has more than 800 legal customers in just the UK. They got their own KYC journey and an open banking journey as well. They're approved by the conveyancing regulators. They're DVS certified. And yeah, they're also approved by a lot of insurers. So if you use Thirdfort, you can get good pricing on your insurance side of things. But yeah, they're also redesigning their platform to make it less modular, and they're building risk assessment. They recently got a full KYB suite in there where you can map out entities from all over the world. Really good, slick KYC journey, like I said, and they own their own journey. So they're not on some margin chain, meaning you're not paying more for KYC, unlike some other platforms that bring in third parties. So they're charging you a little bit on top of what they're being charged. But yeah, really good platform, lots of legal customers, essentially heavily used in conveyancing and property transactions as well. But like I said, they're redesigning the platform to make it also more applicable to other areas of departments like corporate, family, and so on. Then you have Legal. Legal is a client onboarding and payment system. So it houses all your onboarding needs, end-to-end due diligence, KYC, KYB screening, but it also allows you to create workflows. So every department could have its own set workflows. So property could have source of funds, could have KYC, enhanced due diligence, questions, and etc. And with one click, they can get all of that sent. They could have their letter of engagement attached in that as well, and collect the initial deposit in that initial engagement that's sent out to the customer. Their source of fund is really slick. It's an AI-built system that asks questions and requires documentation to be sent by the customer to it. It reads it, analyzes it, asks more questions. So it reduces a lot of back and forth that would otherwise be required to be done by the solicitors. And then lastly, we have First AML, a really slick client onboarding platform with a market-leading entity unwrap journey. So when you're verifying a business, it beautifully visualizes the entity's structure and allows you to work off of the entity structure to verify the individuals through screening, sending them questionnaires, and verifying them through KYC. Now, FirstML also has risk assessment. So it has matter and client risk assessment. So if it has you covered there. So does legal and third for soon to have that actually. So it houses everything you need for a law firm, and they have some really good legal customers in UK, New Zealand, and Australia as well. Now, quick shout out also to Foresight. It's not a client onboarding tool. It's a risk management tool for law firms. If you're looking for client matter risk or policy management system, then you got to have Foresight, in my opinion. So there you have it. That's my top 10 client onboarding tools with a bonus risk management tool on top. But yeah, if you're looking for solutions, I think these 10 you should look at.